Hey guys, this is Goji73 coming at you with a figure review. If you're watching my last figure review, it was on the Ultra Act Ultraman. I noticed that I referenced that I have two more Ultra Act figures, and here is the second one that came. Just to let you know. And I think he looks pretty badass, but I'll let you decide. Here he is, the Ultra Act Gomora. Now, if you know Gomora's history, good for you. If not, then he's appeared in too many series for me to actually count, but no, I can't really help you there. You have to pretty much look it up. As from what I know, this is the Ultra Act Gomora, of course. And his design is really, the design looks incredible nonetheless. Well, yeah, really incredible. But the weird thing about this figure is that you don't really know what kind of era he's in, or which era he's based on. Because at first you think he looks like the original show Gomora, because of this thing right here. This is the wound that he received in the original Ultraman series when he fought the Science Patrol and got his tail blown off by a missile. But, yeah, in the box set that he came with, he actually comes with his laser horn from Ultra Galaxy, so the continuity-wise is really weird here. There's like a combination of both. Along with the figure, just to not worry about it, comes his tail, and has a lot of hinges inside of it. So just to make sure you don't worry, let me show you how you remove the wound. Now you have to take both this piece and this piece around it, and you have to twist a while, and eventually it should be loose enough to pop out, like that. And do not lose this piece, whatever you do, as well as this, because you don't want to give it special effect. And what you do is you basically attach this, like, right in front of the figure, as such. And basically what you do is you just stick it back into the hole, like this. You can push it in, because that's how it will stay in, like this. And you remove it the same exact way, but right now I'm just going to show you how it is, because I think it looks cooler with a tail. But yeah, first off, detail. History, I'll just say his original history. In the original Ultraman, Gomora is actually a living dinosaur from back in the day. And so, the Science Patrol was in charge of escorting him to Osaka, so that way he could be put on display or something. And the only way they could actually transport the monster is by knocking him unconscious. But when Gomora woke up, he was like dropped several feet in the air because he wouldn't hold still. And then Gomora goes on a rampage, destroying pretty much everything in his sight. Ultraman eventually fights the monster in the middle of a field, and Gomora actually wins by literally beating him senseless with his own tail. So Ultraman is too late to stopping him as Gomora burrows away and flies away. The Science Patrol is put in action to kill Gomora, and they actually blow up his tail, hence this wound piece here. And Gomora just goes on even a more sadistic rampage than ever. He eventually appears at the Osaka castle, where the military tries to fight him too. And all the while, Ultraman can't transform because during his first fight with Gomora, his beta capsule was lost. It's weird, because, where would he keep that thing anyways? And the boy kept holding on to it, who was, like, in love with Gomora. But when he finally met up with the Science Patrol, he gives the beta capsule to Hayata. And Hayata transforms into Ultraman again, and this time kills Gomora in a pretty brutal fashion. So that's early Gomora's history. Now, detail here is really, really incredible. I don't know if it's X plus incredible, but you get my drift. It's really, really nice. Spots on the back, the front, even the face. It's really, really nice here. So yeah, detail is definitely grade A here. As far as articulation is, like the other Ultra Acts, he is really articulate. His tail, as you've already seen, has about 5 pieces on it, and they all swivel around pretty nicely. His legs both have 2 pieces, his knees and his feet. Both of them have the same thing. And the arms, too, they have 2 as well. Just like this. And the head actually has 3. There's one right here in the neck and in the head. But the head only goes up and down. Same thing with his mouth. His mouth opens and closes too. There's also usually a hinge, like right here in the waist, but that doesn't rotate much, and I wouldn't really agitate that too much. The only downside with this figure is that his articulation movements are really, they're really stiff. But I guess it's probably my figure. I mean, yes, they rotate, but you know, they don't really have as much free movement as the more human characters like Ultraman. But yeah, great figure nonetheless. And the thing about Gomora with his horn earlier that makes his cannon really confusing has to be this thing right here. This is the laser, his oscillatory laser that he uses in Ultra Galaxy. And the way how you put that on is that you actually remove his snout here, like this. Do not lose this, whatever you do. And you basically just stick it onto the front like this. And there you go, he's using his oscillatory ray. So yeah, and now on to sizing. Let's pair him up with Ultraman. As you can see, even when standing, Gomora looks really nice here. Oscillatory legs getting in the way. But yeah, really nice here. You get my drift. And even, you know, let me take this off right now, you get the idea. Stick this back on the front of the nose. And let's pair him with another Bandai version, the Max Gomora. And yeah, they're basically head-to-head, which is really nice. And Rarity, just like the other Ultras, well, the Ultra Axe, he is actually the most recently released, along with Belial, which is really cool. So yeah, really common. And so that's it for this review. History is, again, pretty long because he's one of the earliest and most powerful monsters. Detail is incredible. Articulation is good, but pretty stiff in some areas because he's more monster-like in stature. Sizing is on par, and rarity is pretty common. So in the end, I give this figure 9.5 out of 10. I mean, he is a really great figure, but the only real, quote, downside has to be the stiff articulation. But that can be easily overlooked. And so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this review.